Welcome to Daddy's Gallery. Today I will show you, action, drama and history movie from 2021 titled The Last Duel. I want to let you know if this video contains spoilers ahead. I suggest you to watch the film in its entirety. Have a nice day and enjoy. Set in 1370, the two figures together with the troops do battle against the British troops to defend their territory. But their troops lost the battle. One night at the camp post they mourned the death of several soldiers of war. Carrouges said that they would return in the morning on Prince Pierre's orders. The next morning they arrived at Jean de Carrouges' family castle. It was discovered that Carrouges' father had received a knighthood and a title nobles. He also got the position of captain because of his father's position, then to the Carrouges including aristocratic descent. Carrouges told Jacques that he will become captain in place of his father. He had dreamed of that position for a long time. Pierre inherits several territories. Besides that, he has the loyalty of his guards including Carrouges and Jacques. But Pierre closer to Jacques because of the intelligence of Jacques. Prince Pierre treats him like a brother. In the evening the prince invited some of his chosen bodyguards to have dinner together. Jacques joined them. As a man of power, Prince Pierre is able to do anything in his palace and likes to have sex with the servants in his palace. Overly trusting Jacques to improve the economy of the kingdom by taking taxes from his people including also charging the family of Carrouges. Jacques then met Carrouges at his residence to collect taxes. Carrouges didn't give, according to the kingdom's request because of him and his people are in economic trouble. The scene continues in 1377 where Carrouges and his 9 bodyguards will join forces to fight the English. The battle lasted about 5 months and successfully defended the area and its surroundings. Their return to the castle belonging to a noble named Robert was greeted with cheers of people's happiness. Robert was a noble who had twice sided with the King of France. Carrouges and one of his bodyguards were very well entertained. Robert praised Carrouges' prowess and introduced him to his daughter who was named Marguerite. Carrouges and Robert then agreed to become a family. With Marguerite and Carrouges' marriage, Robert hopes to restore his family's status as royalty the rich. The Carrouges talked about the dowry asking for a piece of land. The land was also known to have productive economic value and Robert agreed. The scene switches to Jacques and Prince Pierre who are hunting deer. Rumors of an arranged marriage between Carrouges and Marguerite spread widely to Prince Pierre's ears. Pierre asks Jacques to collect a debt from Robert. The next day Jacques came to Robert and tortured one of his men. They asked Robert to pay the debt by giving the valuable land. Robert was helpless and forced to give the land. He heard the lawsuit. Jacques went to Prince Pierre and expressed his concern. Prince assures Jacques that everything is under his control as he will meet his cousin King Charles VI to officially confirm ownership of land and its rights. They then have fun with some women. On the way he got the news that his father had just died. The death of Carrouges' father, which occurred in early 1382, vacated the position of captain of castle. Carrouges believed would be his. But Prince Pierre secretly handed over the post of captain to Jacques. Carrouges was publicly humiliated and he got ostracized from them. He then decided to leave and start an ordinary life. 1 year later Carrouges received an invitation from Jacques. He and his wife attended a party to celebrate the birth of Jacques' son. Carrouges and Jacques meet at the celebration and agree to end their bickering. Carrouges introduced his wife to Jacques for the first time. In the morning Carrouges tried to increase his family fortune through military channels. He will join the Scottish army for a sailing expedition in the battle against England. At home his wife did a good job. Once during a break her mother-in-law came to her and mentioned it. Because after 4 years of marriage they have no children. The next day Marguerite saw a doctor for a consultation. Doctors mentioned several factors including the will of God. After seeing a doctor, she met her friend and shopped at a market and they talked about their marriage. Her arrival to the market is to order a dress to make it look attractive in front of her husband later. Both of them saw Jacques at the market. Marguerite's friends seemed to idolize Jacques and Marguerite herself praised Jacques looks so charming. Until the end of 1386 he managed to return to the castle. On his return, his family was overjoyed by his wife's welcoming him, but his expression looked annoyed that he entered and greeted his mother. Although in poor health that evening at dinner he said goodbye to his wife and mother to go to Paris. Carrouges visited Prince Pierre and announced his intention to proceed to the capital. He also reported the results on the battlefield where 5 of his bodyguards died on the battlefield. Jacques underestimated Carrouges' leadership on the battlefield. Carrouges replied, he said Jacques was nothing more than a beggar who only expects the help of a noble like Pierre. Scene returns to the Carrouges residence. Carrouges' mother left her residence for a neighboring town, where she had legal matters to attend to. Even though her trip was only a short one which took all the housemaids with her, leaving her daughter-in-law unattended during the day. Jacques knew that Carrouges was going to Paris and went to Carrouges' wife. He was with his bodyguard named Adam Louvel, who then knocked on the door. Adam turned to Marguerite for help. Because he knew Adam hesitatingly, he had to open the door. After the door opened, Jacques then forced her way into the house and proposed to her. Jacques confidently felt that Marguerite loved him too. Jacques offers her some money if she stays silent if they have an affair. Because Marguerite refused, Jacques then violently forced and raped her. After the incident, Marguerite remained silent about her ordeal for several days until Carrouges returned. He then tells if especially after hearing the news from his wife. The Carrouges got angry and called all the family, Bourdin and his friends. A council is held where Marguerite retells the story of her rape. Carrouges immediately decided to start legal proceedings against Jacques, even though he would face great difficulties in prosecuting Jacques, whose status was Prince Pierre's personal bodyguard, where Pierre will act as judge in the case. A few months later their case was opened by King Charles. Carrouges and his wife and Jacques were asked to testify. Carrouges' statement repeated and supported his wife's testimony emphatically that he challenged Jacques to a duel. While in a statement Jacques denied all charges against him. He swore that he had not committed rape and he accepted a challenge from Carrouges to prove his innocence. Final testimony against Marguerite: she was cornered in the trial. Marguerite at the time appeared to be pregnant despite medieval medical knowledge that children could not be conceived as a result of rape. Therefore, the parliament considers her pregnancy to be unrelated to the rape case. Some parliamentarians seem to support Jacques because of his close relationship with Prince Pierre. Even so, Marguerite testified very well and won the sympathy of the queen. Because of that, the king decided to agree to a judicial duel in the next 2 months. With a note that if anyone escapes it will be declared guilty and will be hanged and burned to death. Before the duel began, Jacques was knighted to become equal to the Carrouges. After the two shook hands, Carrouges approached his wife and promised her honor before her. Carrouges and Jacques braced themselves in the corner of the arena and the battle began. At the start of the battle Jacques was overpowered by Jacques. But when Jacques heard screams from the audience to kill Carrouges, he let his guard down and Carrouges took the opportunity to overthrow him. Carrouges pressed his dagger down and used all his strength to stab Jacques. Carrouges demands that Jacques admit his guilt, but Jacques refuses and screams in the name of God and for the dangers and curses he is never guilty of not being acknowledged. Carrouges then stabbed a dagger into Jacques' neck and killed him. After killing his opponent he then knelt before the kings. The king gave him a great gift and congratulated him for God bless him and his wife. After that he greeted his wife and thousands of spectators cheered happily. After that he and his wife rode their horses to give thanks for their victory, accompanied by congratulations from thousands of people. At the end of the scene, Marguerite watches and invites her child to play. And the film ends.